Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back. You haven't missed much, just a few bands.
Hog champ.
What race? I played Terran. I don't know what race Nathanatos played.
So one thing I'm curious to see is, you know, as someone known for a specific hero in these games, I've been trying to lean away from Tracer, only picking it when I think it's just like a super good pick in anybody's hands for the game. And we have players... Yeah, and people still keep banning it. Because by the time it gets to the point where it's actually just a good pick for anybody, it's definitely not getting into my hands. But I really am curious to see how other players who are known for specific heroes are also handling that situation themselves, particularly ENiGMATiC for Lunara and Riokaii for Phoenix and Sylvanas. Are they playing into their strengths to try to get noticed? Are they leaning away from them to demonstrate a hero pool?
I mean, like most of the people who are really good at a hero were one-tricking it, and now it's just being banned against them, like Rutzo on Zarya.
Absolutely.
And non-meta picks are like not... From listening to comms, it sounds like a lot of the time non-meta picks are like, nah, you're not allowed to pick that, even if you're good at it. So,
yeah, what I found is that drafting is very rigid and very meta, especially like in last game we were talking and Cascon was like, oh, let's pick this, and Mopsio would be like, no, your role's busted. He shot down a few suggestions and in last game's draft trying to follow the meta.
Pure skill, baby. This is what #1 GM looks like.
And I think that works if everyone's playing the game the same way, but the moment you have people playing different kinds of strategies, or people who are just exceptionally good at a hero, because there's enough skill discrepancy in HOTS right now where you can play a hero better than people think into a poor matchup and win it because you're just better at the hero.
Absolutely. I do want to point out, speaking of Mopsio in last game's drafts, he also shot down a Johanna early pick suggestion saying that it was inting. So it's interesting to see ZaneHyde, who I think is one of the best tank players here, so willing to pick it, really demonstrating that huge discrepancy in views on the heroes and hero pools.
I mean, it's a skill matchup. I mean, he might have been worried about playing into Garrosh as Johanna on ping, since it is a skill matchup to some degree.
That does make sense.
But it's such a major weakness. Some players, even if they have a really strong understanding of the game, are very linear in how they want to play the game, especially with randoms. Like, if they don't trust you, they'll be like, no, I want to play this game in a straightforward way. I don't want to try your TLV shenanigans or your double support shenanigans. Or,
absolutely. And I think there's value in that.
Abathur shenanigans. I just want to play a normal game of HOTS and see how well you do with that.
Yep, first time I ever teamed up with Cure, subbing for his team in Div S. He just wanted to put me on Jaina every game. First time I played with Liam, even consistently in Inhouses, he wanted to play just for the whole team, Jaina Johanna, every game. So I think that going for that ease of execution and that standard play, there's definitely some value when you're not 100% confident or sure or familiar with your teammates.
It does feel a little insulting sometimes.
Yeah, there's like that delicate balance of like, oh, I'm trying to represent myself and I'm trying to show variety, but I'm also trying to perform, and I'm also trying to pick good people, but I'm also trying to pick around a vast group of people, and I'm trying to like draft good drafts, and they got to be easy drafts, but I don't want to insult them. It's this weird balancing game as a player through so many different factors right now in the in-house culture. Very interesting.
And on the other side, you have people who are like, I'm an XYZ one trick, and so even though it's not good in this situation, I'm gonna int the draft by picking my one trick so I can show it off, and then they just die because they're hard countered by 4 out of the 5 enemy heroes, and they're like, no, I can totally play around that, and then they can't.
So I will say,
oof, that's a good draft.
This draft from the left side, I would hate to play into it as Tracer. I think that Marlow has a tall order on his hands right now. No real easy rotational targets to gank in the early game. No easy trades in the early game. All he can really do is cut off rotations, but Abathur is so effective at that. I would be kind of struggling to find a place to be effective outside of team fights.
It is towers, so they don't necessarily have to like constantly be rotating. They could do like a 1-1-3 and just have Garrosh, Tracer, Stukov bottom, Jaina anchors mid, Blaze anchors
I typically charge $20 for a replay review, Slinky.
It's going to be really vulnerable to being globaled out if Genji goes top.
But I go in depth.
Manage to get the gank on Blaze, or even if Jaina's alone in mid and gets stuck.
Absolutely. Like there have been times where I will like charge, like I'll do a replay review, $20, and it's like an hour long, literally, for like one replay review.
2 globals and more wave clear on towers, but I think the question is going to be pretty hard to finish up. Actually, this is probably not going to be VP Zera, is it? It's probably going to be Might of the Nerazim Zera, which means they're going to have more damage than I'm expecting, because I'm used to Q build Zera with VP. But if this is like auto attack Zera, it's going to be very different.
Yeah, I think you just slam Blessed Shield Polymorph on one target, really, and just kind of delete them with double Genji or double Zera. We'll see what happens. Critterize, I think, has to be a must post 16.
Yeah, for the increased damage. They're going to need it. They're going to need the bursts. Like, they want really short fights with... every time you have an Abathur with a clone, you want the short fight, because you want the clone to, like, win you the fight and then die, not die, and then the fight's still going on, and all you have is a hat.
I see these chat shenanigans going on, as per usual, in Inhouses.
Well, if they're going to pause, I'm going to let Mockery entertain the stream while I go get water. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Hello everyone from the Cavalier Guest stream. Long time no see, and thank you for joining us tonight. This is shaping up to be a fun, quality match of Towers of Doom. Not exactly super standard drafts here. Zeratul and Genji being paired up on the left side, along with an Abathur, which historically can be pretty hard to get through in some of these drafts. For the left side right now, we have ZaneHyde playing Johanna, Riokaii over here on that Genji, and Nathanatos playing Zeratul, not exactly sure how you say his name, Mercy on Brightwing, which has seen a surprising amount of play, especially due to Valamar's presence in these Inhouses, a player that particularly believes in the strength of Brightwing, and ENiGMATiC playing Abathur. As for the right side of this game, for the red team, we have Jachuggy on Garrosh, Gronmin playing Blaze, CPX just lost a game to him on his Deckard on Volskaya Foundry. ZPX this time is going to be playing Jaina. Bit of interesting versatility I've seen from him playing both healer and ranged assassin. Marlow on Tracer, I've definitely got my eye on him, want to see how he does. And Cascon rounding out these 2 drafts at Stukov. Cascon is a particularly strong, in my opinion, European support player, and I think, as I've expressed on Twitter, he has potential to really bring a lot to a team, especially if he's picked later and he falls to the later portions of the draft due to less name recognition than some of the other healer players. Interested to see what shapes up right here.
And I'm back. Are we flaming Cascon?
No, I introduced the 2 team lineups and gave a little bit of context about what I'll be looking for within this game. Is there any way for me to turn this damn chat off? Or at least move it? Can I move it as the observer?
I don't know.
It's in the most inconvenient place, I swear to God.
I don't think you can move chat as knobs. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you can.
Oh, apparently Control-Shift-O bounces it left and right? I got some funky action with my chat bar going on right now.
Hey, that's really strange.
I don't know why that's happening, but it is.
What the fuck? Why do people assume I know how to play this? Well, Gas is a troll hero, Gronmin, so they just assume you know how to play it. I think that follows.
There's nothing for me to click and drag. My chat is telling me to click and drag, and I'm like, normally there's a little anchor.
Like, Control-Shift-Z is capture image for me.
What?
I don't...
Control-Shift-Z just makes me zoom out really far. All right, well, our players are ready to go.
Control-Shift-C, but all it does is give me a capture image button.
That is... Oh, Control-Shift-C makes my chat go away. Cool. All right, thank you, chat.
Why is it? Oh, it's because I have Gyazo.
Yeah, come on, man.
I like Gyazo.
Use the snipping tool, Cav. Get with it.
10 seconds.
Oh, you can make chat go away.
Nice. Well, cool.
No, I want to see chat. Like, I want to know what's going on during these pauses.
Absolutely.
It's gonna hold your ground. Oh, pressurized gland. So we are gonna see like the full hat build, and this is Q at 1 for Zera, so maybe not full auto.
Red team actually taking the long way, but gets immediately spotted out by Abathur's Toxic Nest. They've got full vision of each other.
They need to leave. Blizzard's on cooldown. They actually can't kill anyone.
Ooh, a missed globe in mid lane by the red side so far. Riokaii deftly avoiding damage. Still getting pressured though. He'll be okay.
All right, Jaina did knee. One of the things that bothers me is that at level 1, it takes a Blizzard plus a Jaina E to clear the wave, but if someone's helping you, it only picks Blizzard, and then from level 2 onward, it's only Blizzard. So I still see Jainas like W plus E in the wave, even though they only need to W the wave.
So far, I predict not really that much action in the early game, unless maybe we see Blaze get caught out. I think outside of inting, we won't really see first blood until first objective.
This is inting. They shouldn't even be looking at this invade into a Garrosh, because if you try to stand on the point, Garrosh throws you over the wall.
Oh, hold on a second. CPX, speaking of inting.
But red team is splitting. They should not... Red team had a bad split there. They should not have split like that. CPX can tap, though, and the camp is, like, only a third done. Someone needs to catch midwave. They're falling behind if they don't catch midwave, because Abathur's on it. Yep,
Abathur will absolutely be able to soak that out. ZaneHyde currently half. Red side also down lane priority, although CPX's Blizzard will help out with that. And blue side's still looking at this Sapper camp here, still on the menu.
Okay, Blaze is double soaking, so they can 4v4 this Fiesta all day and all night. This
oh,
is fine.
Jachuggy dropping very low. Blaze has actually joined the fight. That's a double kill already for red side. Remember when I said first blood wouldn't happen outside of inting? I'm going to go ahead and say that that statement is still 100% true.
God, are they going to go for the invade? Is the Fiesta going to continue? The Fiesta's going to continue.
I mean, they have plenty of time. Look at these timers. There's absolutely no way red side gets stopped here. Blue side maybe not even aware.
I would agree with you if they'd sent Jaina, but they didn't send Jaina. This is longer. Okay, they got it. They got it. It's fine.
They've got it in time. They can walk out. Oh, was that the deflect during the polymorph on Tracer? We're seeing...
Yeah, that's quite a bit of anti-synergy from Mercy and Rio.
It's alright.
Someone's gonna solo the camp with Pyromania at the top lane.
I almost feel like they could have thrown ZaneHyde into the backline here. I mean, look how little health he has rather than throwing him away. Oh, Nathanatos is on the scene.
A little bit of damage onto a Garrosh, but that just makes him tankier. Abba's ready to cap this.
Blaze can totally interrupt that, and he's on the way to do so.
You just need to queue him. You need to queue him. You need to
oh no, he didn't get it.
No, because he wanted to oil and
oh
queue.
My god. I thought he had it every time.
Sometimes you just queue. You don't always have.
What does the burn damage do to an Abathur? He's gonna walk out of it anyway. It doesn't. It's.
Oh my god.
It's not like the slug takes extra fire damage.
People spam oil. That's just how it is.
CPX
like,
getting very chunked.
I practiced this combo, therefore I need to do it every time. And they're actually gonna lose.
Riokaii maybe getting caught out. Good medallion usage to actually not get thrown into the red team right there. I'm still struggling to adjust to that ability myself, I will say.
My advice to anyone who's struggling to adjust to it is just hit it on cooldown, and eventually you'll get better remembering the buttons.
No, if it's on cooldown all the time, you don't need to press it, and then you can play like normal.
But if you hit it on cooldown, then it's always like you're actually pressing the button.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm just questioning, what did Riokaii think was the play there? Like what did he think was going to happen?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, some blue side top lane pressure in response to Riokai's death to multiple members of the red side in bot lane. And sappers are up in 4 seconds for red side, and they're looking to take those up as soon as they're available.
Cascon's like right on top of it. This is such good timing. Yeah. Although he should immediately have silenced. Yes.
I do believe that his 3 targets is when silence starts to do more DPS than auto attacks.
Correct. If there's ever more than 3 targets, like if you're clearing a wave or clearing a 3-man camp, you shouldn't use it on siege giants because it's only 2 targets.
And 2 is indeed less than 3, as we can confirm with Cavalier Guest here today. That's the kind of thrilling analysis that you'll get on the Nexus Schoolhouse soon to come. Marlow, I gotta say, standing right in the middle of that minion wave, taking a little bit of unnecessary damage, and not a whole lot to whittle.
Killed Abathur somehow?
Oh, that happened. All right.
It looks like the wall went down, so I'm guessing he was right behind the wall.
That was likely the case. Yeah, hate to see it. And now with level 10 just on the cusp for red team, blue team has to make a move either right now, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen, or just go ahead and give this one up.
They can get 10 and invade sappers. Red should get 10
Oh,
and
mid-side
invade
pressure.
sappers.
Nathanatos, and nothing.
It's a place. He's gonna bunker in a second too. Yeah, absolutely nothing they can do.
Not seeing any incredibly non-standard picks from the red side here for their ults.
It's gonna be shove over slap.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about it. You're right. I don't play that hero.
I actually think that at a certain skill level, shove is always better than slap. Slap gives you a team-wide disengage, but shove can give you a 5v4.
Oh!
And give you a disengage.
Jachuggy, you're an NA. You can't be blaming Ping for that disjointed combo. Attempting to throw into Warlord's challenge, but does it significantly out of order, or rather, wrong timing. But they get the kill anyway onto Riokaii.
Yeah, for people who don't know, when the person's in midair, they're technically still within range of taunt, so you can throw taunt and then they'll land on the Q taunted, and you can get slightly more CC duration that's guaranteed with no frames where they can potentially leave.
Yep, it's absolutely the continuity of the CC chain. No frames for them to pop medallion, no frames for them to teleport out or anything that makes it so devastating to get out from, and so important into a hero like Genji who can blade dash away.
Or in this case, X-Strike, now that 10 is available.
Absolutely a great point, giving him an instant forward burst tool and an escape. And we do indeed see Blessed Shield.
It is full Q build with VP Zera, which is not what I was expecting. With the hat, I was expecting full A Zera and like looking for the level 16, level 20 carry potential. So I'm curious to see how they use VP to split fights, because they don't really have like a wombo combo. They really want to use VP to put one person in VP and then kill someone who's left outside of it.
How do I zoom back in?
Z?
Oh, there we go. I had my finger on X and I was like, what's going on?
Aspiring pro player, Mockery.
Yep. Very gifted mechanical player, and we see Marlow zoning out ZaneHyde and Nathanatos here. Ooh, hold on, Genji sneaking the bottom one, and I think he's going to get away with it. Nobody on red side can get there in time.
He's out.
Yeah, that was very well timed there. Nice little exchange. Both teams evened up at 28 to 28.
Dragonclaw has been meta ever since a lot of the E-nerfs.
Oh, Marlow! You got to be cognizant of the X-Strike.
That's the VP we're looking for, where you prevent people from running away and split the fight completely. CPX is going to go down here as well. There's no chance he gets out. Almost saved by Into the Fray, and that's going to be a 4-man team wipe. Meanwhile, Gronmin's on a camp, which is correct, but it makes people feel like they're watching Storm League.
Bit of a questionable fight right there, and I gotta say, as Tracer, the big thing about Brightwing is that you can't dive. And you're like, okay, well, I'm really good at dealing sustained damage. Who can I whittle down? And your only answer this game is Johanna, who you can't really whittle down this game, especially into such threatening burst targets on you. It's so awkward, and as we saw right there, you make any misplays, you blink into that X-Strike, and you're just going to get deleted, and that's only going to get worse once Critterize comes onto the table.
Wow, so they're actually going to lose top because the wave is coming in and no one is coming up to clear it just yet. Marlow's also going to be here. Yeah, that's a dead fort. So they actually traded top fort for bottom fort despite the 4-man wipe. And sappers are going to come out, but bottom needs to be reclaimed by red team. Losing bottom fort on this map it just like affects your ability to win the game dramatically.
Red team doesn't really have the ability to do any kind of artillery, any kind of long-range pressure. They're a very short-range team overall. I feel like the only way they get bought back is not through conventional siege, but off picks. Ooh,
That's
hold
a
on.
huge X-Strike onto 4 people, but with the
Big pressure.
Nathanatos barely manages to blink away in time.
Disjointing the tower auto attacks in the process. If he blinks, it does get rid of those. Riokaii jumping in hard. Dragon Claw into CPX, not going to finish him off. Cascon, though, very low. Jet propulsion saving his life. He's going to be okay. Lurking arm. Clone hit by Pulse Bomb, not exactly the target you want. Nathanatos is going to get away, and surprisingly, nobody dead. Don't want to speak too soon. Oh.
Alright, there we go. Meanwhile, Marlow at full health is like, fuck you guys, I'm going to channel it. He killed that clone, and then he was like, I did my part.
Yep. Now it's back to a 4-on-4 because I'm out of here. And that's the pick that we were talking about in order to be able to regain the bottom fort right here for red side. Marlow taking half of his health to this fort, very strategically.
Ooh, that's the water elemental popped. No. Looks like it dies to the minion wave before they can get anything going with it. There were a couple people in range who did not have an unstoppable available. And 16 to 15 now. And Gronmin is not letting this, but this is so easy for Abathur to body soak now. Like, he can easily get all of this experience safely just by walking back and forth every 30 seconds.
And so I will say one thing, after playing with and against CPX's Jaina on ladder and in some of these Inhouses, he has a hair trigger on that water elemental. And hold on, that's big taunt for people from Jachuggy. They tried to go in, but immediately negated by the Garrosh X strike away. Massive shove puts ZaneHyde under the towers. He's going to drop. Only Abathur actually surviving. Goes in with the clone, but there's nothing he can do at this point.
And that after the taunt, the fact that they remain silenced because of the spreading from level 7 is one of the reasons that Shad, who's the person who popularized this build originally in HGC, loved this build. It punishes people clumping, and you get these area CC area combos, and the silence just stays on them for 4 seconds because it's growing in area, and even if you get knocked out of it with the 13 lingering, it just stays there. Like, you will be silenced. You can't do anything about it.
And I do want to point out, while we have a little bit of a lull in the action, my chat is asking me, why is bottom fort more important than the other ones? I will say bot fort affords you a significant amount of control over both the middle and the bottom altars, more so than middle affects middle, in my opinion. And you have access to the 2 sapper camps, which are very, very important for experience, for continuing to control bottom lane, and for contributing shots on enemy core.
One of the worst case no-win positions you can get into is if you lose both bottom and mid, so it's 4 forts to 2. Let's say the enemy team has both top forts and you have the bottom 4 forts. You're technically 1 fort ahead, but you've basically won the game because they can no longer get to bottom without going through the tunnel or just the middle of the map, and you anchor the mid bush and they can't get anywhere. It gives you a lot of space that just automatically is yours to control.
I'm gonna tab out to move my webcam really fast.
Are you cast with your webcam on?
Sometimes. Alright, hold on. Blessed Shield on a Cascon right here. VP hits absolutely nothing. Critterize coming out onto him, and Pulse Bomb already taking out Brightwing. 2 for 1, 3 for 1 in favor of red side like that. Fight ended instantly. Actually, not even over yet. Riokaii not getting hit by jet propulsion, but Marlow's waiting on the other side. For some reason, has bullet spray and takes him out.
Yeah, I don't think red team was expecting that to happen at all. That's the kind of like flank you need to make when you're this far behind in a game and you've lost your bottom fort. Like, you either need to go slow pressure, straight up, clear the minion wave, poke the fort, clear the minion wave, poke the fort, or you need to go for some sort of deep flank shenanigans. And they chose the deep flank shenanigans, and even though they got the instant pick on Stukov, it did not work out for them.
I do want to point out that taking this boss right here will drop Blue's core health down to 5, meaning that only 1 altar will be needed to actually end the game, and it's pretty much impossible for Blue. I didn't even realize death timers were that long. As I was saying that, I thought they were coming up a few seconds later. This is over.
I mean, they can get there in time, right? Abba can drop Mule.
If Garrosh is sitting on tunnel and inting to stall them, I feel like there's no chance. Mule.
Okay, Marlow didn't actually have to stop trailing there. The Mule died before it got hatted, but we're gonna see the taunt.
Get stuffed onto Zeratul. Everybody's getting deleted. Mercy in the back. Oh, Blink heals away from Marlow. Critterized Polymorph trying to buy time. Mercy's gonna be okay, but red side's got the capture here from Cascon. It's over.
I'd like to point out that Blaze did not lock a level 20 talent.
Oh, boot, he couldn't even get burn notice.
I'm just saying, guys, when you hit 20, lock your level 20 talent, because if you're fighting up a talent tier but don't actually lock your talent, you're not really fighting up a talent tier. The other guy sounds like a Tracer player.
Yep, indeed.